In the series of the data source, we have studied the API, then we have studied the connection with the MySQL database. Now second type of most useful database is the PostgreSQL. How we can set up the connection, or what is the PostgreSQL? PostgreSQL is the object relational database. In the object relational database is the kind of a relational database where we have the some advanced type of data types. For example, you can use the JSON, array, and these kind of complex data types easily in the PostgreSQL, and that's why it is perfect for storing the semi-structured data. Now making the connection with the PostgreSQL is almost similar like the MySQL. Before diving into that, let's study the concept of the PostgreSQL, what it is and how it is different from the MySQL. First one I have already told, it is an object relational database. It is a kind of relational database where we have the complex data types like array, JSON. Now the second comparison, the asset components. The asset components are the properties which are followed by any database. So PostgreSQL follows it very perfectly. Let's understand what is the asset components. First one is the A. A stands for atomicity. What we mean by the atomicity? Now in the asset components, there are these properties listed out. First one is the atomicity. In the atomicity, what do we mean by the atomicity? Let's understand this with the help of an example. We are deleting some records from the PostgreSQL database. In the middle of something, our server crashed and we lost the connection. At that point of time, if some records are deleted and some records are not deleted, then it will create a problem. But PostgreSQL handles it and will roll back or will not save the changes. It will save the changes once all the steps have been implemented. Second one is the consistency. It will always follow the rules. The rule which we have defined in the creating the schema or the table. For example, in the age column, you want to store the data of above age 18. Then always it will store the data of age above 18. Else it will reveal the error. Then isolation. In the isolation, for example, 2 to 3 users are working on the same table. At that point of time, it can happen that someone is deleting the records, someone is viewing the records, or someone is inserting the records. Then it can create a confusion. But PostgreSQL handles it perfectly and will give a different snapshot to each user. So each user's activity will not affect the activity of other users. Then durability. Once your changes are saved, then at any cost it will not be deleted from the schema. This is the asset compliances and it is perfectly followed by the PostgreSQL. In the MySQL, we have the option but with only inod. In the SQL, we have the option but with the inod only. Now, we have the SQL compliance. SQL compliance is the language use and regulation of the SQL. So SQL compliance is perfectly followed by the PostgreSQL. Then JSON support. JSON support is there in the MySQL database, but it is a basic support. For the advanced support, JSON plus JSON-B. What is JSON-B? JSON-B is the binary. When we are storing the data in the binary format, but it is the binary format in the form of 0 and 1. It is a language which usually machine understands. So JSON-B, we can store our data set into JSON-B, and it will help you to query your database more perfectly and in a more efficient way. It will increase the speed of your database because we are storing the data in the form of the binary format. This option is not available in the MySQL. It is only available in the PostgreSQL. Secondly, index. You can also create the index also. Array support. We do have the array support in the PostgreSQL. Custom data types, you can create it. Full text search. Full text search. We have the tokenization. We can break the complete sentence or the paragraph into a tokens, into a words. We can remove the common words like is, in, and, the, stamen. We can convert the words into their origin form. Ranking. We can rank the words also according to their uses. Indexing. What do we mean by the indexing? We can create the index for words and it will optimize your search. Like it will speed up your database search. This option is only available in the PostgreSQL. These are some kind of advanced options. These are the types of indexes available. In the MySQL we have B3, hash, full text, but here we have these multiple types of indexing. Now concurrency model, row level locking, and the MVCC. Concurrency model is like when multiple users are working at the same moment, then how will database handle the request? It will lock the row. For example, when user is using the first 10 rows of the database of the table, then that rows will not be used or not be changed by the another user. But for PostgreSQL, it follows the principle of MVCC, multi-version concurrency control. Even if 1,000 users are reading and writing the same time, same table, then also we don't have any kind of problem. Each user will get his own snapshot and any changes will be done on that snapshot, so it will not block any kind of activity. These features make the PostgreSQL more advanced and more compatible or versatile in the current real-time usage. For example, in the Google Documents, multiple users can change the document at the same time. Similarly, in the PostgreSQL, multiple users can do their activity or update, insert, delete, or view the table at the same time. We have already covered the JSON and the JSON. Ease of setup, it is simple. Here, more configuration is needed. The best for web applications, CMS, high-read workloads. The best for the ETL, analytics, complex data workloads. Let's make the connection with the PostgreSQL. For the PostgreSQL, we have to install this driver, connection driver. And next, I advise you to watch the earlier video on the connection with the MySQL database. It is similar to just how we have created the connection with the MySQL database. We have to create the connection with the PostgreSQL. Thus, we know when we have to use the PostgreSQL and the MySQL. So the change here is, instead of the MySQL, we have used the PostgreSQL. Instead of the MySQL and driver, we have used the PostgreSQL driver. Then username, password, host, port, database. Thank you. For the notes, you can visit my GitHub profile. And for any kind of question, you can ask me in the comment box or mail me directly. Thank you.